Hey everyone, I'm Juanica, also known as MsAstrology, and I want to talk about Mercury being in Gemini. And really, the reason I want to talk about it, one, because Mercury is home in Gemini, and two, because this is actually going to be a pretty long transit for Mercury. It's going to spend more time than usual in this sign because it's going to also retrograde. So, because there is always the higher and the lower side, or the good and the bad characteristics of signs, it's important to be able to recognize them and to prepare for them so that you know how to best flow with the energy of Mercury and Gemini. Specifically, if you are a Gemini, or I would even say any of the mutable signs, any of the, so that's Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. And Virgo also rules Gemini. So I would say that any of those signs are really going to feel this and really need to be mindful so that their energy is not all over the place, which is what really Mercury can represent. So if you want to know specifically how Mercury in Gemini is going to affect your sign, and if you want to be live with me and ask some questions, some specific questions, you have got to join my new platform, the Cosmically LIT Collective. I'm super excited. It's a subscription service. We meet live once a week, talk about the week ahead. I give a forecast for the collective as well as for each individual sign. And then we also do moon manifesting, which is going to be for each full moon and new moon each month. And during that time, we'll work on manifesting. We'll bring in others that work in the energy field. They can help facilitate the energy, and it's really going to be good. I'm super, super excited about my business, you guys, and this platform. And I want everyone to be involved. And so yeah, get more information, click the link in my bio or cosmicallylit.com. So okay, Mercury is at home in Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. So it actually entered Gemini on the 2nd, which was Monday, Tuesday of this week, and will be here until July 12th. So that's a really long time, because Mercury usually spends about 3 weeks in a sign, and at the end of this month, it's going to go retrograde. So some of the positive aspects of Mercury in Gemini. First of all, Mercury rules this sign. It's all about the mind. It's all about our thinking. It's all about how we perceive information. This can also be about how we communicate, and really how we process information, analyze it, communicate it, sort it out, that kind of thing. You have to remember Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. So it's a similar process. When it's in Gemini, it's really taking in the information. This is more the brain and the nervous system. And then when Mercury's in Virgo, it's more about analyzing and kind of categorizing, if you will, the information and getting rid of what is no good. Virgo rules the bowels. So it's literally about taking information and getting rid of what's not going to work and applying what is going to work. And so the best way to flow with this energy right now with Mercury in Gemini is really going to be curious, to be social, to be inquisitive, to chat it up, to, connect with your neighbors, connect with your siblings and your friends, people that are very familiar with you. Mercury in Gemini is also a very young energy, so this can be teenagers, kind of that young adult vibe. This is kind of who you want to chat with, who you want to talk to, who you want to get information from. And another thing that we have to keep in mind is the Sun, Uranus, and Venus, which will be joining Mercury later in the week. Those 3 planets are still in Taurus. And so really the Sun and Venus, which rules Taurus, and Uranus are really still wanting us to consider our finances, consider our stability overall. Taurus really wants us to, consider our finances, consider our food sources, consider our value systems, consider our own resources and what we are able to offer in the sense of stability, as well as in the sense of and for the collective. And the reason that I say that, and the reason that I continue to talk about the collective and being very innovative and forward thinking with how you present what your values are, like what your resources are, what your skills even are, is because Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus. And Uranus is the planet that really is all about the collective and innovation and very forward thinking and revolutionary and disruptive. And it really wants everyone to have access to information, and it really wants everyone to be able to tap in. And with it being in Taurus, it wants you to be able to tap into the financial system, and it wants you to be able to tap in a very innovative and individual revolutionary way too when it comes to food. So knowing those planets are still in Taurus and Mercury is in Gemini, hanging out with these young adults, listen to what they say about the financial system. Listen to any kind of insider tips they may give you about a local food supplier or a local food source or something like that. I think this is going to be valuable information, and this is really how we want to utilize this information or utilize this transit of Mercury and Gemini. Also, you want to share what information you have. Remember, Gemini is the twins. It's the duality. So it's also that balance of giving and receiving. So, they're giving information. They deserve to receive information. You're receiving information. And if you know something, which if you got a Gemini placement, you know something. But with this, we all are stimulated to kind of remember what we know, if you will. So this is very much energy that says share what you know, give information and receive information, and use this information while the Sun and Venus are Uranus and Uranus are still in Taurus to apply to ways to provide more security for yourself. And then continue to let the collective know about this. Because remember, Saturn and Jupiter both are still in Aquarius. Aquarius makes a trine, which is a positive aspect to Mercury and Gemini. So this is really good information for being social, for really good energy for being social, getting information, talking, socializing, backyard events with the neighbors, those kind of things that are very valuable, that provide insight and that provide really a way to socialize and contribute to the collective and receive of the collective, because that, I believe, is really what Saturn in Aquarius is teaching us. More to depend on and interact with and be there for our tribes versus worrying so much about, the man, if you will, or those are in those Capricorn positions of authority, of patriarchy, that have been in authority for a long time or in those kind of leadership roles for a long time. Those things are, really being transformed, and we have to lean on our tribe, our people that are closest to us. And so we have to remember that. So we want to, while Mercury is in Gemini, give our tribe information, get information for our tribe, be of value to those people, and really share our resources with in the collective, if you will. So I hope that helps. I also want to caution people that this energy, specifically with Jupiter still in Aquarius, can cause high anxiety. It can cause nervousness. It can cause a lot of chatter, a lot of talk. It can cause a lot of tricksters and a lot of people coming out with little lies and just little trying to get over, trying to manipulate. So you really want to be mindful of that. If you have one of those mutable Mercury placements, you really want to be mindful for anxiety, really feeling nervous, not being able to sleep, just really having a lot of thoughts. And one of the best things that you can do, being that Gemini is an air sign, is definitely going to be breath work, really taking those deep breaths, connecting the breath to the nerves, to the brain, to your body, remembering the Sun and Venus and Uranus are still in Taurus. Grounding is going to be very valuable at this time. Really connecting your feet and your body to the earth. Planting something would be really good and really help you to stay calm and stay steady, and really tapping into that Taurus energy, because Taurus is very calm and very steady energy. But we got to really control our mind, right? Like, that's the main thing that we really need to focus on in order to really keep our body, which Taurus is an earth sign, is more of the body. And if we really want to keep the body calm and we really want to keep the body steady, then we really need to focus on the mind. And if you have one of those Gemini placements or Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces placements, or if you have, Jupiter and Mercury conjunct, or something like that, or trine, then you may find yourself really anxious right now and really having a lot of thoughts. So definitely take some deep breaths. I'm a huge fan of meditation. You guys know that. Today is 61 days in a row that I have spent at least 10 minutes meditating every day. So I'm super excited. And meditating is really good. Just breath work, just really deep breaths, incense, diffusers, essential oils, that puts that calmness in the air. I'm a huge fan of essential oils as well. So these are things that are really going to help you to get through this next couple of weeks. And then when Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th of this month, and I'll be back before then to give a video. And if you're a part of the Cosmically Lit Collective, you'll get plenty of insight every Sunday before then to get ready for the retrograde. But with Mercury being retrograde at the end of this month, it's still going to be in Gemini. This is really going to be a time for us to examine the information, examine what we've been thinking about. I love to say when Mercury is retrograde, that is a good time to think about what we've been thinking about. And so by that time, the sun is also going to be in Gemini. So this is going to be really good energy to really re-examine the information that we've received, specifically over this 3 weeks right here that we're in, while Mercury is directly moving through Gemini. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that is helpful for you guys. Remember, this does have the potential to cause nervousness. The other thing, because Mars is in Cancer, and I honestly feel like this is more of an aggressive energy than my everly optimistic Sagittarius self would like to see. Be mindful also that you're not letting family events get you stirred up and get you frustrated, because Mars doesn't mind Gemini. And so it doesn't really mind what's going on in Gemini with Mercury being there. It can actually be an instigator to Mercury and to Gemini. So you may find yourself at some of these family gatherings having or getting frustrated maybe with some of the women or some of the children, and before you know it, just kind of popping off at the mouth. This is something that you want to be mindful of before you go to some of these events. And the best way to also be mindful of that is to really nurture yourself first. So really take your time getting ready, taking care of yourself, making sure you feel beautiful, that you feel valuable, because again, Venus is in Taurus, at home in Taurus. So making sure you feel valuable, making sure that you've taken good care of yourself. Intuitively as well, I keep getting led to say drink plenty of water. With Mars in Cancer, I feel like we're not drinking enough water, and that may be another thing that is causing us to be irritated, that we're actually dehydrated. And so making sure you're getting plenty of water, maybe putting lime in your water, adding a little extra razzle dazzle, if you will, or just actual value to it, actually a little extra nutrients, things that come from the earth. So I feel like even adding cucumbers or something like that to the water could actually, on a spiritual level, be more nurturing and more calming than you expect. And that's a very intuitive and kind of a download that I just feel the need to tell you. So I really hope this helps. Stay disciplined. Saturn is still in Aquarius, so it's making a positive aspect to Mercury and Gemini. Stay disciplined. There's still a lesson involved here. Saturn wants you to really learn to keep your thoughts disciplined, keep your communication disciplined, and really be on purpose about what you're offering to the collective, being on purpose about what you're receiving and what you're giving. Remember, that's the duality of not only the twins, but honestly of all the air signs. They're all a duality. So really be mindful that you're not only being a taker, but you're being a giver of information as well. So I really hope this helps. Please share this. And if you would like more insight and be able to ask me questions live, I'm telling you, get cosmically lit with us. Join the Cosmically Lit Collective, cosmicallylit.com, or tap the link in my bio. And I got lit because this is really about me learning, integrating, and teaching you guys what works and doesn't work, and what could possibly work for you based on your astrology, based on the cosmos. So until next time, peace.